good? From yourself. You can't run away from yourself. Can't run away from yourself. Can't run away from yourself. Y'all hear me howling? Can't run away from yourself. You must have done something wrong. Something wrong. You must have done. You must have done something wrong. Because humans ain't supposed to get sick. Why you can't find a place where you belong? I gotta talk about health today. Because you're supposed to have good doo-doo. If it smells rotten, something's wrong. You got to figure out yourself. You're running away to the chemist. I want to talk about theories of health and people who live health. It's a big difference. Every man thinks that his burden is to have food. We talk about that too. And we got to talk about water too. It's good to be water. Don't be a rock. Don't be a blockhead. Be water. Actually buffers into it. Okay? But hang on a second. Who feels it, knows it, Lord. Who feels it? Ooh, better yet, who lives it, knows it, Lord. Who lives it, knows it, Lord. You're healthy if you know what the hell to eat. If you figure out the common cold, you can run your mouth. If you're sick, you got flus and viruses and colds and all that junk. You need to keep your mouth shut. You're speaking in all theories. You ain't my doctor. My body figured out the common cold. I have no interest in your experiments. You're running away, or you can't run away from your stuff. We can't make you. Good morning. Let's see if it's stabilized. I'm not seeing anything yet. You must have done something wrong. Something. I said you must have eaten. You must have eaten a Cinnabon. Why can't you find where you belong? Because of that TV, that's why. That damn thing, that commercials on it. Trying to think of the aspartame food. The sound is jittery. Yeah, Paul, we're gonna try to give it a minute, see if it calms down. Running away. I'm gonna run away. No, I'm not gonna run away. I'm nature. I'm from nature. I'm sticking around my mouth. Y'all stay stable. Because I'm not running away. Bob Marley, running away. So I want to talk about health a little bit. Talk about doctoring, healing. I have a whole lot of doctors. I ask my doctor all the time. Very few of them have medical degrees. They're people who actually solve the problems I'm trying to solve. If I don't like snot and flus and viruses and colds and stuff, I don't want to talk to a theorist. My doctor can't be sick. You can't have a sick day. You're gonna be my doctor. I got problems to solve. I got time for your theories and your product sales pitches and what you might think might be a good idea. I need someone who healed it. That's what I asked my friend this morning. I said, which one of y'all have cured the common cold? How did you do it? If you cured ish, or you're making progress on curing it, meaning you're getting less sick every year, and how did you do it? This should be an interesting post. Should probably get deleted. These are people who are figuring out who they are. You must have done something wrong. If you got snot and flus, I said you must have done something wrong. And the first thing you did wrong is you got a hardwood floor. You're supposed to have a dirt floor. I love what Dr. Sebi said. He said, Mom had a dirt floor. He said it was always clean. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Sounds crazy. His mama had a dirt floor and the floor was always clean. Because Bob, well, that wasn't Bob, that was Dr. Sebi. I'm mixing the two together. Dr. Sebi knows where he came from. He's not running away from himself. I ran away from myself the whole time. Ooh, which is why we talk about Taoism and water. Water! Don't be rigid like a rock, an old broken branch. Be pliable like water. Have patience. We talk about that too. Good morning, everybody. How's it doing? How's it feeling? Who feels it knows it, Lord. Do, 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 do. Who lives it knows it, Lord. Who lives it should talk about it. Sick doctors need to close their mouth. They're running and they're running and they're running away. They're running and they're running and they're running away. They're running and they're running and they're running away. They're running and they're running, but they can't run away from science. They can't run away from science. Because you can live on theories, but at some point in time, the proof's got to be in the pudding. If you have not beaten the case in Supreme Court of New York, you don't know how to cure a pandemic. Because Dr. Sebi did that. You must have done something wrong if you got people dying of flus. I said the industry must have done something wrong. All right, let's bring in YouTube and see where we are. Why can't you find the nature you came from? Nope, both fine. You're not allowed here today. I did it the first time, and this man had the nerve to tell me to speak louder. We'll hear you. The audio was broke. Good morning, everybody. Listening. All right, are we good? No emojis with flat earth. Oh, no emojis. I don't see any yet. Running away. Running away. Do not run away from yourself. You understand what that means? If you're running away from yourself, you don't know yourself, you think that you're supposed to drink chemicals and have a hardwood and carpet floor and live in an unsustainable environment, and you don't know what food is, you can run away from yourself all you want, but you can't run away from yourself. Eventually, you're going to get sick, and then your body will let you know that you don't know what the hell you're doing. All right, how we doing? Let me see. I got anything off the internet. Is it stable yet? What a wonderful day. We are alive. And cuckoo didn't what it do? It didn't turn us to dust. You said you got a D in there, Carzigna, and turn us to dust. Well, yeah, no, it didn't turn me to dust. It turned some people to dust. I am not a person who says that it's a hoax, and that's a lie, because I do say it's a hoax. But it's not really. I mean, people die of illnesses all the time. They just don't die of what we think they die from, right? You're talking about the root cause is not profitable. Fighting the side effect demics, now that's profitable. Like, I have no interest in the side effect demics, and my interest is the real root pandemics. And the biggest problem that I see is we have a global oligarchy. And that global oligarchy needs to be cured. It's a pandemic all over the planet. Everything that they do is for profit, including keeping sick people that die of the flu. So yeah, I don't have time for like fake news, fake demics, side effect demics. Let's talk about the root cause of the problem. That's not profitable, so that's where I spend them. We need to cure the real root demic. And that's the fact that you have for-profit corporations that are destroying the planet, destroying everybody's health, and telling other people it's somebody else. Because that's what's profitable. And like that, these global oligarchy for-profit corporations that y'all go to for health, they appointed nature. Say, nature did it, we didn't do it. It's like, no, y'all did it. Y'all did it. That's what we need to cure. All right, 20 people here on YouTube saying Twitch ain't working. Twitch ain't twitching, Christine? I don't know. How's it sound here? But no emoticons. What island are we moving to? Well, do we need to move Carzigna, or we should just move them off of our island? Move them off of our island called Earth. No, people die of the flu all the time. I have no interest in the people who cause people to die from the flu because they're in bed with massive criminal chemical companies telling me how to cure myself. I've already cured myself. I have no interest in what they're doing. It's like running a race. You know what I'm talking about? It's like having a common cold. Once you cure that, you won that race. Why would you go back and run that race with Fauci and Mr. Fence? Why the hell would somebody? God dumb it would be for me to take my healthy body and go trust them for their cures. Then I don't know, and it would be stupid for me to listen to them. I have no problems with Mr. Fence and Fauci. Hopefully they've solved the problems that they try to solve. I've already figured out who I am. I'm the water. In Taoism, you're supposed to be the water. You're supposed to be able to flow, modify, change your behavior when you realize you're not supposed to be eating Fruit Loops for breakfast. Oh my gosh, and burgers for lunch, and that usually gets me in trouble. I just don't like to lie to people. I think it's stupid. Why would we lie to each other? You know, when you figure out how to do something, why would you go unfigure it out to listen to the daily war room on how to theorize on how to not do something you already figured out how to do? People trying to figure it out. You've already figured it out. So we're gonna look at the post. I want to see what my friends have to say. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I'd love to tell you that I know what I'm doing. I have no idea. No, I have some idea. Let's not say that. I have some idea how I cured my common cold. How to cure your common cold? I have no idea. You got to figure that out. I mean, you can go to the massive criminal corporations in your oligarchy. Maybe they'll tell you. And this is why I listen to Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi is one of my doctors. I have very many doctors. I listen to him because he's not one who speaks in theory. He actually did it. I asked that post, and I think Christine got the question right. I said, which doctor in industry cured the 7 big pandemics of the time? And he said he did. He took out an ad in the New York newspaper. The New York government came and seized him, threw him in prison, and said, you didn't cure this. And he said, well, technically I didn't, but I showed people how to cure it and their bodies cured it. And they threw him and said, well, you're practicing medicine, not licensed. And he said, I'm not practicing medicine. I'm just telling people to go back to eating what they're supposed to eat. And I show them, and it works. AIDS, what was it? AIDS, cardiovascular disease, cancer, and there's like 7 of the biggest pandemics. And they put him on the board, and he beat the case in the Supreme Court in New York. He beat the case, beat them like they were silly. Put 12 doctors on that panel, 7 to 12. Let's just take the fake news average and say about 10. I forgot. And those doctors beat him over the head. And he just said, I gave him herbs and fresh water, and the people healed themselves. See, I like Dr. Sebi because he doesn't speak in theories, right? He's not a political doctor. He's not one of your popular oligarchical people that they put on television that's poisoning you, that you think is coming here to help you. No. That's why I have no interest. There we go. Oh, got a thumbs up. Yay! I was about to take a break. I have to, because you're supposed to. You're supposed to. I got my smoothie this morning. You know why I'm drinking a smoothie this morning? Because I listen to my body. I don't listen to your ignorant oligarchy. All right? A literal legislated oligarchy since 1871. And they're just a baby oligarchy capitulating to the massive global oligarchy that we can see. Now, I have no interest in what they got to say. My body, I had 2 cups. I guess I had 1.5 cups of coffee. I was making a new meditation space for myself because the one in the greenhouse was a little too chilly this morning. And yeah, see, I like to meditate with bare minimums. I like solar radiation. I need the natural solar spectrum to hit my skin, and I'm from a tropical land. So I don't do sitting in no damn cold greenhouse meditating. I'm not gonna meditate. That's called shiver-tating. I'm just gonna like shiver-tate all day, you know. Plus, it's gonna hurt the male ego because when we get cold, that turtle go right back up in that shell. Real talk. Real talk. The male ego, you got to maintain that ego. So I was building a new warm meditation space for myself with some solar radiation areas in front of a big window, and I had 1.5 cup of coffee. And don't be laughing. Don't do that, Dan. That's Danielle. Don't do that. Don't do that. You men, we have very fragile egos. Y'all laugh a little too much snickering. Okay, we go to the beach, and then nature does what it does. That water cold. Don't laugh at people. The men don't laugh at you. Y'all got y'all's organs on the inside. So I guess it's nothing really to laugh. No. Oh no, that's right. But y'all have one thing that get cold. If the kids don't watch this, no, just cover the ears up. We're gonna talk about health in a minute. Yeah, y'all got that one part, and it's like boing, yoing, 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 when it gets cold. And we don't laugh. We get slapped by our wives. That's what I don't have one of those though. So yeah, because oh Lord, whoa, hey, whoa, pretend like you're not looking. And that's when you get smacked. That's what happens, because the first thing you see, the water got cold and things go poink. All right, I'm done. What was I saying? Danielle, you messed me up. Good Lord, what were we talking about? Going to the pool, it's cold, just building sitting in the greenhouse, turn on the shell, because I went to the ego, and because I'm a man, I got the ego. And right, so I was building meditation space, right. This is why I'm drinking what's the name this morning? This is how these things can throw Americans off. We're still sexually motivated. We need Europeans to help us out a little bit. We can't pull up everything on our television, like it just sends us down that direction. Everything is sexualized. I hate that. I hate that cars, cigarettes, pharmaceutical drugs, Twinkies, bagels, Cinnabon, everything got to have some sex on. You ain't got to put sex on every damn thing in all these commercials. So Americans, we just indoctrinate and sexify. But that leads me to being the water. We got to talk about that. We got to be the water. You got to be able to change your behavior to have to change my evil ways. Which leads me back to coffee. So I had a cup and a half of coffee this morning, and my body just looked at me, because that's what my body does. And I talk to my body all the time. I'm sort of like a schizophrenic cellular guy. My body tells me something. I'm kind of like a pregnant, not pregnant guy. Like, because how women listen to their bodies during pregnancy because they're supposed to? I listen to my body. And my body said, yeah, bro, you had a cup and a half of coffee. We don't want to do coffee this morning. We don't want to do that. We need something delicious and nutritious. And so I made a smoothie. And that's what I do. I listen to my body. I feel my body knows more than Fauci. I think that my body knows more than Billy Fentz. I think my body knows more than big pharmaceutical companies and chemical companies and things that make things that don't naturally fit in our environment. All right, let's get to it. Oh, goodness gracious. That's the only thing is I got to speak. But that's what happens. That's another thing Dr. Sebi says I love. He's just like, yeah, in nature, you got to go. You got to go. Ain't no tolerance in nature. When you got to go, you got to go. It's because you don't need a toilet. When you eating the wrong food, then you need a toilet, because you got to sit down and think, get a cell phone, laptop, play some video games or something, because you might be there for a minute. When you eat fresh food, woo, it just comes right out. So let me put some visual icons here. When you eat this stuff right here, it's in and out. In and out. There ain't no time to percolate. We got to get this in, figure out how to use it, and get it right out. It doesn't take your body a whole lot of time to figure it out. I know what that is. I've been eating that for 1 billion years. I know how to thrive on that. And when I have that, I don't get flus, colds, viruses, and bacterial infections and all of that stuff that the big pharmaceutical industry needs you to have to make profit. So it goes in, comes right back out. That's the only thing that kind of shook me up a little bit when I became a vegetarian. It was like, whoa, that stuff in and out. All right, let's do this. I have to put one more picture. One more picture. Yeah, right here. Look at this. This right here. If you run away from yourself, you're going to have all kinds of problems. If you violate your body, you can expect your body to let you know that you have been violating. It's called illness. All right. So I got to do a little bit of Sebi this morning. We're going to talk about health.
There's a
water. Got to take it back to
on oxygen.
A man who doesn't speak in theory.
To life expression, for life to express itself or to exist, there has to be what? Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The Chinese call it the chow. I agree. What does chow have to do with healing? It is the structure that would allow a substance to readily assimilate biologically. Without carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, that substance is non-electrical. It is non-organic. So, as we take a look at life, We want to clear the air. We want to dismiss that myth. We want to dispel the myth that this and that is incurable, and that this and that disease came through the process of what? Germ, virus, or bacteria. Well, you see, this is the philosophy of medicine.
Founder for profit.
As you can see, I am of a genetical predisposition that is African. I am an African, and I think that it is the greatest thing that ever happened to me to be born an African. Or, like, if I was a Chinaman, I would have loved to be a Chinaman, or a Caucasian, or an Arab, or an Eskimo. So, we are talking this way to show that whatever you are, that is what you were supposed to be. And as we are that expression that life made, like life expression carved out this image you call Sebi, I had no control of that. So as we travel on the journey of healing, we want to ask one question that hasn't been asked in my lifetime that I know about, and probably it has been asked, and I am totally unaware of it. It doesn't mean that it wasn't asked. Why do we get sick? The body was not designed to be sick. Bird doesn't get sick. Elephant doesn't get sick. He needs no vet. The lion doesn't need a vet. Neither is a giraffe or any of the natural animals. Why do we get sick? There has been a violation that is costing us our life today. And it would have been okay if I live happy until I die because of the violation, but that isn't what's happening. Because of the violation, I become stressed. I become extremely stressed until I die. Why do we get sick? What is the violation? The violation comes with creation, the understanding of it. The violation is when we have forgot or dismissed the Ecclesiastics when it is said, the herbs are for the healing of the nations. But we don't care about that. God, you make your statement that the herbs are good. We are conditioned for a chemical God. So God, whatever you have to say is in trouble today, because I, Pastor Gale, I'm referring to my brother. I'm a preacher. For 30 years, God, and my brother Sebi, known as Dr. Sebi, came and showed me in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, Ezekiel, and Revelation, that the herbs are for the healing of the nation. But what my brother Sebi didn't know, that the food that I have been trained to eat have turned me against the very God that I claim to worship. I am compelled to violate that greatest image, that greatest structure, God and the organic world. So now, I don't want to take you into a crazy maze of a bunch of words that I am deploying to you. I want to make sense because you make sense. We all make sense. Why are we sick? And where is the violation? Oh, I want to say this before we get into the subject, that the reason for the violation, and the violation didn't come to me until I was about 50 years of age. But I was born here in Honduras.
Right there, sound again. That time was a monkey problem. Thank you, Christine. Christine on the spot. Earlier, it was not a monkey problem. It was a technical problem. That one was a monkey problem, but the two-dimensional monkey, not the four-dimensional. But that's a whole nother discussion. This is why I love this man. This is why I love this man. He is not just because he's not speaking in theory, but because he tells you what is wrong. He did what was wrong in his own life, and then he began to heal thousands of people, proving he knew exactly what the violations were and that he knew what to do. I trust people for what they're good at, okay? I trust people. So I love science and I love theory. However, if you are going down a chemical path and you are not solving the problem, you just keep creating theory and theory and theory and medication and theory and medication and theory and medication, and you don't ever figure it out and somebody else figures it out. Who would you spend more time with? If you wanted to open a chemical McDonald's, you wanted to poison a bunch of people, would you go to someone who failed at McDonald's? Or would you go theorizing about how to run a McDonald's, failing all over the place? Or would you go to someone who actually knows how to run a McDonald's? Would you go to Fauci? Would you go to Bill Gates? Would you go to any of these people? All right, see, and this is, see, there's faking the funk and it's getting funky. I like to get funky. I like to get funky. And your bathroom should never be funky. Should never be. When you have problems there, that is your body telling you got a problem. I'm gonna talk through this for a second. Well, I gotta go bring YouTube and go check on Twitch as well. So a lot of things there. So, but the thing is, in terms of geology, I will not go to Dr. Sebi. When it comes to rock formations, ancient archaeology, I'm not gonna go to Dr. Sebi. When it comes to science of what he talked about, which was, he talks about electric foods and carbon and oxygen and how that all comes together. I don't really, because I know he probably ain't got a microscope. So I'm not really worried about how he thinks he solved the problem. The proof is in the pudding, and that he knows if you eat this and you drink that, you live this way and you do a little of that, you heal. The why, and that science needs to take that and figure that out, right? The why, I mean, he did it. He did it and proved it in the Supreme Court of New York. So he did it to the pandemics of the time. He cured them, which is an interesting point. Then you got to ask, well, how come those pandemics still exist? cancer, diabetes. Somebody get the list. Somebody got a second. Get the list of all the things he cured in the Supreme Court, New York Supreme Court. How come they still exist? How come if you got a government, they loves you, they care about your immune system when you die and your sniffles and your snot bubbles, and they actually love you? I'm sure they funded him, right? They funded his research, right? He's this man that we call Dr. Sebi that does not have a degree in Rockefeller allopathic medicine. What happened after he proved to the New York Supreme Court that he cured all of these things that kill millions of people every year? How come it didn't get funded, people? Somebody asked, no, but you know what? No, most of y'all can't answer. I want the people who vote answer. I want y'all to vote. The people who are voting, I want y'all to answer. How come in the Supreme, when this happened, the United States Incorporated didn't swoop in and say, damn it, we've been funding the wrong people. Oh my good Lord Jesus. We've been giving all this money to the pharmaceutical industry. They ain't figured it out. Been damn near 100 years they ain't figured these things out. You know, maybe they don't want to figure it out. So we're going to go to this guy, and he didn't figure some things out. He knows how to cure them. He doesn't know why. He doesn't know, you know, this comes from that, this, that. He keeps saying, I'm an African. I eat African food. And we know that ain't really true, because ain't nobody over here pure African. You know, we need to get the scientists and some beakers and some people together with this, that, and the other. Free the doctors, get them off of that AMA nonsense. Bring them in, bring some scientists in, make them so they don't have to, you know, work for criminal corporations that need profit. Figure out the plagues of our day so millions of our citizens stop dying, because we love them. We're going to stop subsidizing the chemical industry. We're going to start subsidizing organic foods. How come they didn't do that? Somebody asked a question. Maybe I don't know what the answer. I guess. You know, my guess is they don't actually give a damn about you. That's my guess. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about you, and they don't give a damn about me. They only give a damn about profit. Because at the end of the day, which is why all this sinks back together, what is the job of a politician from within a legislated factual oligarchy? What is their job? Is their job to take care of you? Is their job to deal with your sniffles? Is their job to solve problems? Or is their job to make profit? Answer that question. Because it boggles my mind that people actually vote for government and an oligarchical government because they want it to solve problems. So once you get hired by an oligarchy as a staff and you are selected, it is your job to make profit. It is not your job to solve problems. It is your job to keep the scams that are problems for the people but profitable for the corporations, and maybe put some duct tape on it, maybe attach something to it. Maybe you can't get rid of what makes profit because your job isn't working for the people. Your job is making profit for the national for-profit corporation called the United States Incorporated that reports up to a bigger oligarchy on a global level. See, it's weird that we live in a time that people are hiring the problem to solve problems. And I get in these discussions all damn day. All day. I'd love to finish with Dr. Sebi. I want to go somewhere else with water. Like, we have to be able to learn how to learn something and then modify our behavior. That's what a lot of people around here taught me. I used to do it. I didn't do it effectively, right? But I'm 29. It took me a long time to get here. And so now that I've hit this age, if you know what I'm saying, I try to change. When I realize I'm wrong, I change. I don't want to be rigid. I don't want to eat this crap and think I'm going to be healthy. I don't want to eat this crap and pretend I'm not going to have a cold, flu, and viruses and they're not going to kill me. I don't want to debilitate my immune system, not knowing myself, running away from my true self. You hear me? To be a sick, deathly, dying person who thinks he's synthetic, who can live in a house with a floor that's not made of dirt. Y'all hear what I can call him Uncle? Y'all hear what I'm gonna call him Uncle? I might start with Uncle Sebi. Y'all hear what he's saying? That my mama had a dirt floor and it was always clean. because he knows who he is. He knows what he is. He knows where he comes from. He comes from an ecosystem. He doesn't come from the mall. He didn't evolve in a sterile place. He evolved in his body changing with the environment. He didn't evolve with a big pharma. He didn't evolve, and I'm not saying take drugs. It ain't kind of go there with me. You got to be careful. You do what you need to do. You talk to who you need to talk to, and you solve the problems in your life. All right, I'm talking about my life. I share what I have done. I'm not sharing theories. All right, I'm not sharing what I learned in a book. I'm telling you what I've done. Let's go over here to these posts and see if we can find some of what some of these people got to say. That's all I care about. I care about people who solve the problem I'm trying to solve. Folks still theorizing about it. Keep theorizing. I mean, that's the course you want to go. I have no interest in what chemical companies think about what needs to be done in an organic ecosystem. Hear me though? You hear me? All right. I just want to take a quick peek and see what some of these people got to say. There's no more important post than when I ask people what did they do to cure their common cold? Because there are a lot of people who've done it. And the funny thing is, if you told me this a few years ago, I thought you was crazy. Nobody could cure your common cold. What kind of nonsense is that? What are you crippled crazy on crack? You blind? That was the indoctrinated me. That was the rigid me. That was the non-water me. Now I'm like water. I'm pliable. I can be moved. I can learn. I can adapt and change my behavior once I realize I was wrong. I don't have to be right. I don't care about being right. I care about being correct. There's a big difference. And that actually feeds into politics and the left, right, and all this ignorance. Of course, Riley's right out the cart. I'm not even going to touch that. People talking about elderberry syrup. What is that? Is that taught in high school? Is that taught in school? Hillbilly cough medicine. Oh, that's hillbilly cough medicine. I can't have that. That's, Oh, let me hit that. Let me hit that real quick. So Dr. Sebi says he's African. Does that mean that white folk shouldn't? Well, no. Gotta speak correctly. You are not what the colony of Virginia said that you are. There's no such thing as a white person. No such thing as a black person. That is a legislated categorization from people who have genetics from all over the planet. One of the things Dr. Sebi talks about is I'm from Africa, so I eat African food. And he's not wrong. But where in Africa are you from? I'm from Ireland. I eat Irish food. That makes some sense to me. You're evolving with that ecosystem. But where do you live right now? This is why I love doing this, right? You take what successful people have done, utilize what we know now, and move it forward. You don't go back and take 1,000 steps back and run with big pharma. So if you're an American now, but you have Irish genetics, your body is evolving to what? The bacteria, the ecosystem in Ireland or in America? Doesn't mean that you don't have Irish genetics. Doesn't mean that you should not eat food and herbs and things that your body DNA was adapting to in the microbiology in your body in Ireland for thousands of years. But now you're in America, and evolution didn't stop. Your body's still adapting. And this is why I say, okay, you got black skin, you should go eat African food. That's ignorant. You got white skin, you should go eat European food. That's ignorant too. That's called the state of Virginia. In 1884, they created race, and people still believe this nonsense 400 years later. No, your genetics come from all over the planet. I need to be eating berries from Papua New Guinea. I need to get some salads from Nigeria. I need to go to Britain and find some herbs and some spearmint. All my genetics. I need to go figure out what the Cherokee ate, and I need to eat some of that too. I'm not telling you to go do 23andMe. I'm not even saying you got to be that methodical. I tripped, fell on curing the common cold in my body. It was just because I did diversity. And this is why I asked this question, because different things work out for different people. I would encourage you, if you get colds and flus, that you go spend some time and listen to what people who are not theorizing actually did to solve these problems in their bodies. Because it's not a problem, it's a violation. And it's indoctrination that ends up in the violation of indoctrinated to not know what food is, indoctrinated to think that the pharmaceutical industry is here to help you, that chemical companies can solve problems in an organic system in a way that the ecosystem approves of. Not being the water, being paid. Oh, let's do water. Hang on. I was going to do this. Let's do water. I was going to go through all of these. I actually don't want to read. Raw honey, fresh lemon whiskey. We'll just have a few of them. Sage, herbal trees, fasting, brown rice, all these solutions. These are all things you can try. Steam baths, vitamin C, green tea, honey, D3. D3 only comes from the sun. Being outside, get your solar panels, your skin out in the sun. Oregano oil, fruit, all of these weird things that nobody teaches in school, or very few schools teach. Stop listening to MSN, not worrying about the cuckoo virus test. Why? Because if you pay attention to the test and you're scared and the traces and the cases and all of this stuff that's going on, you will manufacture illness in your own body. All right, that comes from the mirror neurons, right? The hypochondriacism is not a state of mind. They now know that you have biological processes that will give you symptoms, make you sick, and even kill you. Television kills. Lies kill. The insight and the best discussion on that came from, I think he was a biologist or whatever. He played the video a long time ago where he explained, he said the cells inside your body don't know what the hell's happening outside. It trusts you. It doesn't know that you're watching a television. It doesn't know that you're watching a movie. It has no idea that shark is actually in a movie called Jaws. And that's why when the jaws come out, because the inside of your body doesn't know. You think that most of it thinks that this is really happening. Right? You got your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, but you're sending off signals to all the cells in your body. This is what's happening. And this is where the nocebo and the placebo effect comes from, right? Your doctor says you're going to die. And you were indoctrinated to believe everything that a white suit and a stethoscope. Is that a stethoscope? I haven't been to the doctor so long, I have no idea what that. I think it's a stethoscope. They got that, and you believe everything that they say. Okay, well, the doctor said I'm gonna die, so I guess I'm gonna die. 4 months, you will be dead. Your body will listen to you. Heart, lung, livers, your cells, biology, and I'm just roughing it over because I don't understand the science on all of that. I understand it roughly. I'm not a scientist, it's not my job. I'm a computer software engineer, right? Automation engineer. I'm supposed to be engineering things that grow healthy food. Because now I realize where health comes from. I'm not supposed to be speaking to this. We need scientists who actually can speak to it without having their videos deleted on the internet or their channels removed. And doctors who question the system, who want to practice science in the public domain, but they can't practice science because it's being censored because these corporations got to make a lot of profit on keeping people sick. That ends up in millions of people dying when the flu comes across yearly. Where was I going with that? I forgot. I'm just honest. I want to get over to water because you want to be water. You want to be able to learn information and go. And too many of us are too rigid in too many places. So I think that I'm gonna keep Sebi here. I think we're gonna jump around a little bit. I want to talk about Taoism and water. You want to be water. You do not want to be rigid. You don't want to be rigid in your belief system, rigid in your race, rigid in your political party, rigid in your politics, rigid in your leaders and your slave masters. You know what I got a text this morning? I got a text this morning because my brother's done with me. And I hate putting him on blast, but he's done with me. He says, he's put me on the text, I think with a bunch of other people who the caller IDs didn't come up. I think he's sick of me. I have too many answers to his questions, so he wants other people to deal with me and answer the question to why would almost 20% of black men vote for Donald Trump? Rigid. You want to be water. You do not want to be rigid. And so, because of that text message, the Google algorithm sent me this video this morning, which we gotta watch it. We gotta watch it. You need to be able to hear information and modify your behavior. And I've said a million times why you would have so many people.
Hi, we're Misfits Market. We rescue organic produce and surplus pantry staples from sustainably minded farmers and food makers and deliver straight to your door at up to 40% off grocery.
Water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. Lao Tzu. Many people are hijacked by the rigidity of their minds. Thinking in categories and fixed ideas can be a great crutch for survival, as it creates clarity in a chaotic universe. But thinking too rigidly also has its negative consequences. Seeing the world in categories and separate boxes limits our perception, so we become stuck in our ideas of how things are or supposed to be. As the universe is ever changing, and most things, if not everything, is more complex than our minds can comprehend, a more fruitful approach to life would be one that is flexible, tangible, that enables us to flow along. You know, a bit like water. The ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu celebrates flexibility in his timeless work named the Tao Te Ching, in which he opposes the rigid life stance that some people choose to take. In contrast to what many think, weakness, or more specifically, the ability and willingness to yield, can actually be a great strength, according to Taoist philosophy. Hence, Lao Tzu states that the supreme good is like water. This video explores the benefits of being a bit less rigid and a bit more like water. One thing that characterizes Taoist philosophy is a deference towards nature. The ways of nature are all-encompassing. The dance between opposites is the fundamental principle of how the universe works, which manifests as ongoing change. When we observe nature closely and through a Taoist lens, we can see two forces at work, yin and yang, or the feminine and the masculine. Yang consists of the more active elements of existence, like speed, restlessness, productivity, excitement, aggressiveness, being outgoing, but also hardness, dryness, and stiffness. Yin consists of the more passive elements, like silence, receptiveness, not reacting as opposed to reacting, and also softness and flexibility. Our culture celebrates the yang aspects of life. It's all about faster, bigger, more, better, standing your ground, defending your unchanging opinions, confronting and clashing with the enemy, altering rather than adapting. Yin aspects, on the other hand, are looked down upon. For example, being receptive to opposing opinions and being willing to change your views is often seen as weak. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Former American politician Alexander Hamilton famously quoted, which may be true. But if we're not willing to maintain a certain flexibility, never change our viewpoints on anything, never change our approach, and are never willing to bend with the winds of life, we become as rigid as a dead branch. When we observe the nature of water, we'll discover that it's extremely resilient to change, as water is able to take all kinds of different forms. We can pour water in a glass, and it becomes the glass. When it's part of the ocean, it waves. Depending on the outside temperature, water changes its behavior. When it's cooked, it evaporates. When it's frozen, it becomes solid. Thus, water survives many different circumstances by adaptation. The softness of water adds strength to living beings because it makes them flexible and therefore more resilient to outside circumstances. As Lao Tzu stated, the living are soft and yielding, the dead are rigid and stiff. Living plants are flexible and tender, the dead are brittle and dry. End quote. Things that are brittle and dry will break easily and are either dead or equivalent to being dead. The same goes for minds that are rigid and stern. People that are rigid and stern generally have difficulties dealing with change, as they desire permanence rather than the uncertainty of impermanence. Unfortunately for these people, change is inevitable. Life is impermanence. If life would be permanent, it would be lifeless. Thus, When we don't accept the reality of impermanence, we waste a lot of energy fighting the inevitable. Change in life comes in different forms. We could experience small changes, for example, a new colleague. Or we could experience big changes, like moving to another country, divorce, or even death. Now, if we would compare life to a river, we could see its subtle twists and turns as small changes. A drastic change in course would represent a big change, and when it discharges in the ocean, it would be death. We see that the river flows along with the changes of circumstances, adapting to different landscapes and finding its way past obstructions without effort. Even its inevitable annihilation, the river approaches without being troubled, without resistance, as it simply merges into something else. And thus, we live life in a continuous flow, finding our ways around everything that crosses our path, not resisting even the most drastic of changes, including death. But also, when we'd be contained, like water being kept in a jar, we would just be still and be the jar until our circumstances change. Lao Tzu argues in the Tao Te Ching that the soft overcomes the hard. He takes water as a metaphor for this assertion. Water is soft and flexible, but also has the power to erode the hardest materials like rock and metal. I quote, "Everyone knows that the soft and yielding overcomes the rigid and hard, but few can put this knowledge into practice." End quote. So, to be like water, we need to know how we can overcome the hard by being soft. First of all, Taoism is a philosophy about not forcing anything. In practice, we can see that using force is not only exhausting, it often doesn't get us anywhere. Now, this doesn't mean that we should never use force in certain situations, but in many cases, the soft approach is superior to using force when it comes to long-term results, as well as saving our energy and maintaining a tranquil mind. This mechanism is best explained through examples. A great example of the power of softness we can find in the movie Shawshank Redemption, in which the protagonist, Andy Dufresne, is sentenced to life in Shawshank State Penitentiary for murdering his wife and her lover, even though he keeps saying that he didn't do it. After 19 years of imprisonment, he escapes and flees to Mexico. Andy uses soft and stealthy methods to reach his goals. Probably because of his background as a banker, he is able to think long-term and knows that small actions in the present will eventually lead to big changes in the future. He also loved geology, which is, as the film puts it, a study of pressure and time. By being friendly and helpful and using his intelligence, he is able to become a trustee of the corrupt and heartless prison warden Samuel Norton and enjoys several privileges. By sending a letter to the state's Senate every week for 6 years, he is able to get funding for a prison library. Eventually, Andy escapes through a tunnel that he dug using a small hammer, which he hid in a Bible. It takes him 19 years to dig that tunnel, a project that he hides behind a poster of a pin-up girl. With his soft and patient approach, he did not only conquer a thick concrete wall, but also the prison's authority. His escape, however, is explosive. He rushes into the tunnel, gets on the other side, breaks a sewer pipe, crawls through 500 yards of excrement, cashes in, exposes the warden to the media, and flees to Mexico. Thus,
Alright, I gotta stop. I guess it's too much. Oh my God, there's so many analogies. Oh, what an awesome analogy. I watched this morning. I'll post a link. You can watch the whole thing. It's a great channel on YouTube. Oh my God, there's so much this there. Escape to freedom. You know, playing the long game, understanding that, you know, geology and what water does over a long period of time. If you're pliable, if you're evolving with the ecosystem and you're moving and you play the long game, and honey traps more bees than a net. I mean, I'm messing and saying that. This is so much there. Banks and being smart enough to be a banker and plotting out things over a long period of time, multi-generational. You see how this is fitting all together? We're like fighting a global oligarchy. Oh man, it landed me in the prison space this morning. It's like thinking about prison. Oh my gosh, right? Like this idea that we put psychopaths in cages is psychopathic, right? Like what would happen? I have to ask this question. What would happen? I really should, yeah, I'm gonna ask it anyway. What would happen if the psychopathic people who created the psychopathic incarceration system, what if you didn't put people in cages? Because they're just babies. I'm gonna call them aged babies. I think I did ask that question on my Twitter. Because they're just old babies. That's all, old indoctrinated babies in the system that the people who created the mass incarceration system, Joe Biden and the rest of y'all systematic people. What if they put them on farms? What if they actually had a solution for bad behavior? Like what if you came from a poor ghetto burial trailer park and you took on the nuances of social engineering, you did bad behavior that the law punishes, and they put you in a grow facility, a farm, an organic farm where you grew food on a food forest, where you learn to deal with pain and aggression and poverty and scarcity and all the things that these psychopathic systems give people before they become survivors and do bad behavior. And then that food not only fed yourself, but your inmates, and then it also went back to the neighborhood from whence thy came. Knowing that abundance solves scarcity, knowing that you came from a rough place where there probably wasn't enough. And when all of that goes back to that community, not only do those people discover health, those children have food, the parents don't have to work as hard, but it also heals you because you're working in nature, you're growing food, you're learning the ecosystems and how things fit together. See, that's what's called a solution. That's why I don't care anything about your mass incarceration system, because it was engineered by psychopaths. You put people who are psychotic on the spectrum because you put them on the spectrum, because you created the artificial scarcity in this system, and you don't actually want to solve the problem. See, the same reason that they put people in cages to not fix them but make them worse, to increase that recidivism rate, is the same reason they didn't do anything about Dr. Sebi. They're rigid. They're not pliable. The goal is profit, and they're willing to let anybody die to get it. Oh, so much, just so much. I'm gonna do this is gonna be one 8-hour rant if I don't just let y'all. Yes, let food be thy medicine and medicine thy food. And if I heard that Christ years ago, I'd have thought that was crazy. I did it and I proved it. It's not a theory. And then I tied in with all these different doctors, not just Dr. Sebi, who grew up in Honduras and by via route of Africa and America and a few other places, but also a lot of doctors who came from England, a lot of doctors in America. Not doctors, but healers, people who look into natural foods and solving the problems like the common cold and flus, and actually solved them. Then they started doing videos. A lot of them got their license removed and the rest of them were killed. Why? Because when you live under a global oligarchy, anyone that significantly defies profit, it must kill. It's not an evil thing in terms of a person, it's a system. When you put thousands of jobs and they're all based in selling chemical products in food, Twinkies, bagels, air, water, medicines, those people want to live. In order to live, they have to continue to do their part in the system and push things in the way it needs to go so that they can pay their mortgage, drive a car. Our problems are all systematic. That's why I don't mess around with the side effects. I don't care anything about your racism. I don't care anything about your fuggles and your struggles. I don't care anything about that. I don't care anything about your gun rights. I don't care anything about any of that, because all of that is side effects. It's all side effects. If you're not dealing with the root problem, you might as well just join the pharmaceutical industry, because that's what you're good at. That's a waste of everybody's time. I think I had a post on that this morning. Hold on, one minute. This is where my mind's at. This is what plants do to me. I'd love to say that these are my thoughts. I don't think that they are. I think that I mess around in the garden and these plants put these ideas in my head. Where is it? Something about the systematic design of oligarchy. You know, politicians can't, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Politicians can't solve problems. It's not their job. It's their job if you have a government. If you don't have a government, it's not their job. It's their job to make profit in an oligarchy. It's illogical to hire them to do that. What is that? I got points that are all merging together. I'm just gonna start at the top, and I'm gonna start at the bottom. I'm gonna start at the bottom, walk you through the thoughts. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I want to do this one, but that's not the topic. Somebody posted this. This was the Anunnaki. Somebody tell me if this is right. This is the Anunnaki from a Native American perspective, the Hopi. He's saying that the indigenous name is Anasazi, ant friend, which sounds a lot like Anunnaki. And to me, my perspective is I really don't care anything about what your criminal government says. If you have multiple people on multiple continents who are drawing pictures of a being or beings that used to be here, people who knew science and math and agriculture, taught people how to live, and they called them different things, I'm interested. You know why? Because the people back then were not intercontinental travelers. And if they're saying the same damn things, somebody must have been. History missed something. I'm not saying I know what it missed. I'm just saying his story missed something. Same with the health. That's what let's get on. Let's get to it. Social distance. You know, you can social distance from other people that you need to be around because you need their flus, coughs, and bacteria and boogers and all of that stuff. Or you can social distance yourself from inhuman food and ignorant lifestyles for GDPs that stress your immunity till you die easily from a flu or a virus. Right? For a GDP for 0.01%. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. This whole planet is a slave plantation, and all the ailments that we have, they're all ailments. They're all products of the system. Like, it's not a bad thing that the people I know in my family who died from cancer, it's not a bad thing to the system. It's a necessary requirement. It's a necessary output. People dying of the flu is what is required when you have for-profit criminal chemical companies in bed with your United States Incorporated, British Incorporated, Canada Incorporated governments. All right, there you go. That's important too. I don't know. Yeah, I saw this on someone's page. It was like all the things that kill people, all the things that kill people, and apparently freshwater snails kill 20,000 people a year. When we gonna get a cure for that? We gonna work on that? Who's working on that? Whose job is that? I think it's inhuman if we're worried about the death count. I don't know. Do the numbers. I tell you, my area, snails are killing more people yearly and daily right now than the cuckoo virus. But you got these people talking lockdown, and they got cases. It's the cases. Yeah, okay. Well, y'all need to social distance yourself from aquariums and pet stores, and I want you to get some of that police tape and wrap it around your son's aquarium. Or you could just eat healthy. I mean, you know, there are some options. You know, and then it led me to this, which was fun. This is where it actually came from. Is the world's deadliest animal. So lions, is that lions at the top? No, sharks. They kill 6 people a year. We don't need a cure for sharks. We're good. Which is funny because Jaws make you think that they eating people like hotcakes. But that's what TV does, once again. Bulls get 10 people a year, lions 22, elephants 500, hippos 500, tapeworms 1,000, crocodiles 4,500, roundworms 10,000, flies 10,000. Now we're getting into the biggies, the big numbers that might be pandemic. Going across the country. Damn it, somebody called Bill Gates and Fauci, ask him what he's gonna do about the tsetse fly. He ain't gonna do nothing. He's gonna sell you a criminal product that will make you sicker. What you gonna do about the assassin bugs? They kill 12,000 people a year. What you gonna do about freshwater snails at 20,000 people? You know that dogs kill 35,000 people. 35,000 people a year from rabies and all the boogers and dried up stuff they're dropping on your carpet from doing that butt thing. That still gets me. I had no idea as a child what my giant Akita was doing. He come in the house. Yeah, y'all let Kuma out so he can go use the bathroom. All right, I let him out, Daddy. Won't let Kuma out. Kuma was a big dog. I love Akitas. Boy, he get out there, yeah, and big dogs, they can doo-doo too. Boy, he got out there and dropped some logs out there in the backyard. Oh, you'll trip over him. There was no stepping in Kuma's doo-doo. It was logs. As a child, you would trip over it and it just whole face. And they come back in the house. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Dog owners already know exactly what I'm talking about, because y'all, I didn't know. Y'all know I didn't know. He come back in the house and do that butt thing. They put their anus on your carpet. They start pulling you. They start pulling across the carpet. Yeah, because your carpet is toilet paper, dummy. You know the worst thing to put on your floor in your house, back to Dr. Sebi. You want to have some clean dirt on your floor. Especially if you have a dog. You don't have carpet. Oh my God, that's toilet paper. TP. You didn't go to the grocery store for that with y'all. No, you just come in the house. I didn't know. But this is probably why this part of why I'm so healthy, because my friends would come over like, Mama, can they come in? Can Greg and Chris and Alan, can they come in and play video games? Yeah, you can come in. Back then we didn't have TVs mounted on the wall. The TVs weighed half a ton. They were surrounded by wood boxes and they had big antennas on the top, so it had to be on the ground and fall over and kill somebody. Big old tubes, and so all the kids would get in there, lay down on that carpet, play some video games, Atari and television, TI-99, playing video games on the carpet. And when you're tired and done, you just go ahead and take a nap. Just go put your face right down on that carpet and go to sleep. All right, so yeah, dogs kill 35. Dogs killing more people right now. Probably, nah, I think the cases is beating the dogs, but the deaths is not beating dogs. Dogs is killing more people right now. What the hell is foul? Big Pharma, we need some help. And it's funny and not funny. I know somebody here is catching a case. Somebody here doesn't think that this is funny, and that's okay. I'm not as funny as I like to think. I make myself laugh all the time. But when you realize you're being too rigid because the television has turned you into a fool, you got some options. You can keep being a willfully ignorant fool being played by a global oligarchy that's pretending to be health organizations and a government that's pretending that they love you, and they ain't done nothing about them damn snakes to kill 100,000 people. 100,000 people! We need some snake spray. Don't they make snake spray? We need to get them to release some what are the animals that eat the snakes? The little furry things with the teeth and claw. They stink like hell. People, I know y'all got them in the house. I know yours don't stink. I know they all stink. What are they called? Not the otters. They look like little otters. I just let them run in the house. It was one of my favorite movies called Crawl. Y'all remember Crawl? Anybody here over the age of 29? Y'all remember Crawl? And it would be on his neck. What's that thing? Mongoose. Yes, Michelle Osterdeck. Yes, the United States and government and Federation Corporation of these criminals and the cult and the pedophiles that protected Epstein. They should get a whole bunch of mongooses because they love you, and they're gonna release the mongooses to eat the snakes. Nope, the snakes scare you because that's what's profitable. And then the humans, which leads me to the United States Incorporated. So humans kill 400,000 billion people a year. Okay, that's a big number. That's a big 400,040 people a year die of humans. Somebody needs to find out who the #1 weapons trafficker on this planet is. Does anybody have an idea? That's not even a pandemic. That's like a pan-local, regional, demic, town, city demic, neighborhood demic. Who is the #1 weapons trafficker on this planet? If we're gonna deal with pandemics, if we're gonna deal with things, the worst things, because we love people and we can protect grandmama, we need to protect grandmama from the #1's weapons dealer on the planet, because that killed a hell of a lot more people than cuckoo virus, the hippos. Wait a minute, did we do hippos yet? What hippos? Hold on, wait, fake news. No, there you go, 500. The hippos at the top. Yeah, man, y'all scared of us. We don't really kill that many of y'all. We're vegetarians. Y'all, you just piss us off. Y'all just piss. Hippos, I thought was at the top of the list, to be honest with you, when I looked at this, because I was like, yeah, hippos, they great. I know they kill more than crocodiles, what somebody told me, but I guess not. Hippos, they get attitude. They, you in that boat in Africa. And there's little hippo kids around. They just like to throw you in their mouth and kind of toss, shake you around a little bit and throw you in the bushes. Yeah, so it should be obvious that the only monster on this planet is the human being. And it should be obvious that they're being kept as monsters. They're being put on a psychopathic spectrum through artificial scarcity and a lack of abundance. Not only that, but they're letting them die because they won't even let them have access to clean, healthy foods, let alone the ecosystem to grow it on. If you are in this for saving life, if you want to save grandmama babies, grandmama uncle, grandmama grandpa, just don't forget grandpa, great grandma, and all of them, your fight is not with viruses. Your fight is with the fact that you are rigid as a rock and you need to be more pliable and environmental like water and accept that we did this. That's what I was telling somebody yesterday. Like, I'm not here to tell you anything. If anybody thinks I'm being preachy, you have no idea where I'm going. You have zero idea. It's about me looking in the mirror and me figuring out in every way how I've been complicit with all the things I think are problems around the world. So I don't care about what you think. I love you to death. I'm hoping that we all start thinking along the same lines. But for me, this is about looking in my mirror because I want to try to be a better person. I want to try to be a better man. I always try to be a better father. I always want to try to be a better human being. I have no interest in being a better American. I have no interest in being a better Democrat. Couldn't give two damns about being a better Republican or a Christian or any of those other things. Because Christ was actually is more like Taoism than Christians anyway. Which is what I had to post to somebody this morning. Because when you look at Taoism, it's obvious Christ done spent some time in India and around them parts. And he came back and he spread a message to these people who were more along the Mediterranean Jewish type faith and brought these ideas of water, patience, passiveness, not picking up the sword to go fight somebody, not going to get legislation and use your patriarchal power to force women to do what you want them to do. Christ just sat back. Water could go along with it. You ever sit in a conversation just totally disagree with people? Completely. And just know that, no, I'm going to play the long game on this one. I think I understand that this person really believes the ignorance is coming out of their mouth. They watch a hell of a lot of that television stuff. And, and I understand that this person is not going to change. So they're going to keep eating them cupcakes. They're going to keep eating the Twinkies. They're going to keep eating the Twizzlers. They're going to keep eating Fruity Pebbles for breakfast. And they're going to keep eating lots of meat. Yeah, you thought I was going to let the meat go? I'm not going to let the meat go. All right? Sometimes you just have to let people. You have to let them find out. It's a shame. It's a shame, but some people have to learn from examples. Some people have to come within inches of their life to figure it out. Some people have to get the flus and viruses and colds and be in sick beds for weeks at a time out the year, use all them sick days before they find themselves, before they want to find themselves. You can't make anybody find themselves. I have no interest in changing anybody. Mostly because I'm not convinced that y'all are here. I think I'm in a simulation. I don't even know that y'all real. Somebody posted that yesterday, said, "No, Gerard, I'm real." I'm like, that's exactly what you would say if you was an NCP. They're designed to look like they're real. I think I'm in the Truman Show. Like I said before, it's just a Gerard show because I can't believe that this is the real world. I mean, there might be a few other real people here, but I can't believe this. I can't believe this is happening. Like, you think this is food? Like, for real? Like, look at that. What's that? Potato chips and candies and cookies and pies, and you think you're going to eat every damn thing in the grocery store in every single aisle, and you're not going to get every disease on this planet. And you think that your body is designed to work well with Kellogg. Kellogg wasn't here in the beginning of time. I said this a million times. The body is a problem-solving machine. It solves problems on what it has access to. And it evolves to solve those problems more efficiently in what it has access to. Okay? There were no Fritos in the beginning. There were no potato chips. I had to get on my mama. I get on her. I love her to death. But mama, you need to stop. I get over there late at night sometime because she lived way down there in Maryland. You got, mama, you got here. My grandbaby's here. Your grandbaby's here, mama. Mama, what are you doing? What is that, a microwave? There was no microwaves in evolution. And she putting potato chips and what is that? Popcorn. That GMO stuff. Literally GMO. GMO, and put it right in this machine called a microwave machine. And I'm just like, yeah, I love my mama to death, but she not gonna be here too long. I try to tell her. I tried, but that's all you can do. You can't make anybody change. But that's my thing with face diapers too. See, now y'all see why I am the way that I am. And listen, I love you to death. But if you eating candies and cookies and pies and ho-hos and treats and you have no damn idea what human food is and you want to abuse me and make me be on lockdown and wear a face diaper because you refuse to eat, you don't know yourself, you don't want to eat the things that are human food and act like you're a human, I love you to death, but you're not going to abuse me. As long as I'm here, I'm going to live a human life. I'm not going along with your chemical world. I am a organic human being. I'm pretty sure society's complaining that I said I was going to read comments. All right. I'm going to do comments, but I wanted to hit the last stuff. Oh, mosquitoes. They're working on that, though. They got that. Florida. Y'all in Florida? They're like, yeah, Florida's free. Did y'all know that? Florida, they don't need no face diapers or nothing. But they got the mosquito. Is that Florida? But then didn't they solve the mosquito problem in Florida? Didn't they release them GMO Zika mosquitoes or something? And I think didn't they release some earlier this year too? They solving all kind of problems in the ecosystem. Rigid, not going with the environment, modifying the environment, changing, adapting, going with nature instead of that patriarchal concept that you can fight and wage war on nature and viruses. Sustainable solutions come out of observation and small changes over a long period of time. Pressure and good decisions. Patience, not forcing anything. Everything you force, you break into an unsustainable setup. All right, let me do the last of this and I'm gonna get the comments. What is this? Yeah, the year that they saw the problems, everybody got some problems because they watched that TV and they got some problems and somebody solved it. And you should probably listen to the person who solved it and a lot less to the people who are still theorizing on how to solve it. That's my 2 cents on that one. By design in the legislative oligarchy, can politicians solve problems other than corporate profit? Know better, then do better. Be water. You see how everything's syncing up with water this morning, that Taoism thought? Well, if you know better, then do better. If you know better, do better. By design, in my country, maybe you have a government. I don't. They're not designed to solve problems. They're designed to take problems and either make them more profitable, strap on some more duct tape to the existing schemes, or come up with a all-new, for-profit, new incarceration, mass war, mass poison the population, mass throw Sebis in prison system, all right? Don't go to a snake and ask for the cure. Don't go to the alligator and ask not to get eaten. Right? Don't go to, let somebody else have it. You know, it's just weird. It's weird. It's like, I feel that we're grown enough to know these things. I find it weird that I even do this. It's crazy. Like Doctor said, here you go. If nature didn't make it, don't take it. If you know who you are, if you know what you are, if you know what your body needs, if you are interested in not abusing your temple. If nature didn't make it, then don't take it. And then Brother Paul got smart. Hang on. What did he say? I love doing this. It's fun. He had a good question. He said, so only space drugs from now on. And there's a whole lot wrong, Brother Paul, with that comment. First of all, you're not supposed, the difference between chemical products and drugs. Drugs are natural medicinal things that solve problems. There are no drugs made in laboratories. Those are all narcotics, I think, synthetics or something, the alien products, some things that don't belong in your body unless you're dying, and you're gonna die if you don't take it. So I'm not anti-medicine. Brother Jimmy answered his point. He said a simple preference of natural cures, not chemical treatments. There you go, natural cure, chemical treatment. I appreciate how Jimmy said that. Nature cures. That's a cure. It's a healing thing. It cures. Chemicals don't cure. The whole Rockefeller allopathic medicine design is to create something to fight nature, and it's a triage. Is that the right word? Triage. It's a triage-based system where your system is so damaged, they're going to use something to prevent you from dying that they have to fight nature to keep your body alive. It has its place. It's just 99% of the time, that's not its place. Natural cure versus chemical treatment. But once again, with the natural cure, it takes time. And this is where I can't blame doctors and I can't blame the pharmaceutical industry. And I used to work in the pharmaceutical industry because nobody goes to their doctor and says, I got to play tennis tomorrow. My back hurts. Give me something that'll make my back feel better in 2 weeks. You know, with stretching and yoga and rubbing some mint or something else. No, people go to the doctor and say, I got golf tomorrow. I got tennis tomorrow. Give me something right now to make me feel better right now. I don't want to wait. I'm not like water. I'm not pliable. I'm willing to fight nature and cause more problems in my body because the league is playing tomorrow. Be like water. Be patient. Do the right thing over long periods of time. And I think I answered them. They went back and forth. Oh no, Paul answered Jimmy and said something about if it didn't drop with an asteroid, don't use it for the humanoid. And I see where he's going with that. But you're forgetting that all minerals on this planet came from stardust. Everything that we utilize came here, including our bodies, are mostly made of stardust. So all the minerals, all the things on this planet came from those asteroids. But so did radiation. And if you eat radiation, you're gonna die. Same thing if you eat something that's made in a synthetic pharmaceutical laboratory that's never been in your body in the wrong amount. You'll die also. We may at one point in time evolve to eat synthetic drugs, anything in the damn Walgreens and CVS. Our bodies are not there yet. They all have what are called side effects, and they're not side effects. They are effects. They are effects. They are your body telling you that that crap don't belong in me. All right. So what did I say? Certainly don't consume what you've not evolved to in nature, but all minerals come from stardust, what I just said. Could we adapt to radiation and pharmaceutical drugs? We could, in time. Right now, too many, though, suffer from weakened immunity, right? Oh, that was the other point. You know, we suffer from weakened immunity. And the other part of it is the pharmaceutical drugs. They're turning off people's immune systems. The chemotherapy drugs, the number one profitable drug right now to doctors. I think there are other drugs now, though, aren't there? They make direct profit from. But the chemotherapy drugs are one of them, right? They turn off the immune system and they reduce white bloods in the immune system. So when the flu comes through, people don't have the white blood systems to fight it. And that leads into that whole discussion of where this thing came from. I don't know if y'all saw, is it Kim Iverson? Is that her name? Fine Asian woman. I think her name was Kim Iverson, the one who did the video about where did this come from? If this was a bioweapon, you know, I've got my theories, but the point was that some of the scientists whose videos get deleted said that this thing has a gain in function where it targets white blood cells. So what happens if let's say it is natural, let's say it came from nature, and it makes a jump in gain in function, zoonosis, not xenosis, and it learns how to target white blood cells, or for some reason it wants to kill you as opposed to live within you, but it doesn't really want to do anything because viruses aren't actually alive and they don't have thoughts. They don't have intent. And you only have so many immune systems, so many white blood cells. You'll die. But that's just one type of drug, one class of drug. All those drugs affect your body. Just like the burgers, the potato chips, and the soda, and all, it all affects your body. Either it's working with your body or your white blood cells are fighting it. If your white blood cells are busy fighting it, then what aren't they fighting? What aren't they doing? If they're taxed because you have a pharmaceutical industry that only makes money in disease management, giving you drugs treating side effects as opposed to what Jimmy just said, which is natural cures that cure you, then a lot of people are going to die anytime there's a jump in gain in function in what's in the environment. And that's why I joke and I laugh, because we're ignorant and we're silly and we're stupid and we do dumb things. But if you really, really think about it, we didn't need election. Well, we didn't need a selection fit to get another election. We needed a murder investigation from an industrial perspective. All right. Because grandmama died and you need to respect her memory and make sure that nobody else dies from keeping people alive, letting ignorant people who are yelling and screaming that we need universal health care. Now y'all see I got the problem with universal health care now. Now you see my issue, right? Because it's not universal health care. It's universal for-profit disease management. And it exposes people to deadly and dangerous things. Now somebody jump up and tell me Obamacare was a great idea. That's right. No, it was not. They called it Obamacare because you on that team. You got that identity. Like, it's a good idea. Just like the people on the Trump side. Trump said it came from Jesus, right? And in reality, it kept a lot of people sick. And a lot of those people are dead now. All right. Our prison, yeah, we did that. Yeah, that's why, I don't believe in mass incarceration. That's stupid. Oh, that was in it this morning too. I got that abusive text message this morning. My family loved it. We're gonna get him this time. You're not gonna get me. We're gonna get him this. You're not gonna get me. I'm not self-righteous. I don't open my mouth till I think I know something or I know that I know something. I don't do random conversations because I saw it on TV. This is not a got it at the MSN type version of Gerard. I used to be that person. I used to lie with everybody else. Had my identity, thought I knew something. Now I research things first. And when it makes sense to me, then I'll say it. So they tried to get me this morning. He asked me that question. Why did all those black men vote for Donald Trump? I said, well, maybe it's because Biden put so many black men in prison. Maybe they don't like prison. Can somebody find a black man and ask them, do y'all like prison? He wrote that crime bill. And then I said a few words, and then don't be rigid, be the water, send him the post, send him that video, TAOISM. Don't be so rigid. Don't be so locked into the message you were given. You become a part of the problem. And I said, well, if you really want to get it, because a prophet is not sent to their own land. I'm no damn prophet, but that's my brother. I said, just listen to Ice Cube. Like, he can't get it. Like, he's so far from it because he watches the identity news that speaks to his confirms his bias, right? His bigot-born bias. And so he put me on this text message with all these other things. That's supposed to be intelligent people. Ain't none of them answer me yet. Mostly because I call them privileged black people. I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. I just say things I think are true. I just said, well, you know what? Listen, I said, because in a weird world, the Republicans are better for poor black communities and the Democrats are better for poor white communities. Because everybody else is a blind supporter. And in the political system, they don't help the people that they know they got the blind support from. That's just economics. You know how dumb the DNC would be if they help out poor black communities? They got that black vote on lock, boy. They count on that. That's what Hillary Clinton, she ain't doing. Damn, I ain't doing nothing for you. In fact, your little snotty, ratty, raunchy kids are super predators. Yeah, I ain't gonna do nothing for y'all. And that's real. It's weird, but it's just the world we live in. It's the current state of that political system. If we don't change, then the system can't change. I don't know. I'm not a Trump supporter. If anybody's doing, I'm not a Trump supporter. And I don't give two damns about your colonized oligarchical system supporter. That's what I am. All right, I'm gonna do comments. I'm gonna get out of here. Unless we have one more. No, this was just the quote from Lao Tzu. I like smart people. I don't like dumbness. Water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and the rigid, because nothing can compete with it. And of course that fed into the whole, is this the post right here? Oh, look at this. See, y'all need to read this. And that feeds along with the whole, how do you help the next generation? You fix the environments. Think about the worst thing that you can think of and ask yourself, would that go away if we didn't have environments to make it thrive? They create environments to make psychopathy thrive. They create environments to make rape thrive. They create environments to make poverty and murder thrive. And we don't ever call them. We're not pliable. We're not water. We're rigid and stupid. We need to change. Like I said, I think it's a good idea a bunch of black people voted for Trump. No, but he doubled his black vote. And to me, that was called evolution. That's called acting like some water. You can change your way, change evil way. And I think you did the wrong thing because you're still voting for an outlier. You're still consenting to a system that doesn't care about you. All right. Let's see if there's a few more down here. So these are all questions. These are people who solved the common cold. These are the people that you want. These are things that you might want to try. I'm not going to say try all of them because I have no idea what these people posted. But there are a whole lot of hippies that hang around me and that deal with my nonsense who also said the same thing. I thought I was special and great, y'all. I was like, damn it, I don't get sick anymore. Like, yes! Goodness gracious, I figured out the common cold. I'm going to be a billionaire. And I ran into all these criminals right here. They're like, nope, I did it too. I haven't got a cold, a virus, a flu. I got friends that haven't been sick in 20, 30 years. These people know what they're doing. But it showed that there's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about my DNA. There's nothing special that I did. Right? You have to figure out what works for your body, but you have to try things from other people who actually solve the problem that you're trying to solve. And that's the main reason why I'll never go back to eating this meat crap. Not that you can't eat meat and be healthy. Once again, I'll never say anything stupid like that. It's just that when you eat things that offend your immune system, that your body fights, you want to learn to try to eat less of those things. Once again, water. That's right. I give everybody a little fire. The minute that meat hits your tongue, you get a white blood cell response. Your body immediately started fighting the thing that went in its body because your body's saying, this does not belong in me. Are we evolving to thrive on meat more? Yeah, I think we're getting better. I mean, that's my assumption. That's how bodies work. But are we good enough to eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner and it'd be the largest portion of the plate? No. So if you eat it, then you want to reduce it. And you want to teach your kids to eat less than what you eat. Don't like it, but that's just science. That science, not science. Our illnesses are illnesses of culture because we've adopted and we believe this. Once again, I always send everybody back to Dr. Colin Campbell and the China study. He didn't say that you had to stop eating. He just said when you reduce the amount that you take in, that cancer stops growing. The ketas are protectors, big time, Riley, big time. The Akita ain't big as that thing was, big as his teeth was. Oh no, that dog ran me. I was a part of its pack. I was like a little member of its pack. But when he wanted to tell me something, he told me something. Look at his brother Daniel, and he's going through something right now. Daily regimen, zinc, vitamin C, steam showers, turmeric, ginger, lion's mane, tincture, garlic, D3, flax seeds, oil, RSL. These are all the good things that you want to look into. Who knows what asteroid dust that you need? Who knows what enzyme you need? Who knows what your body is waiting on that involved eating that you stop eating because you were indoctrinated into a culture of eating frosted flakes? Lots of water. Ooh, Karen Kelly, go on, say it. Thank you for saying that because I forgot about that. Drink a gallon of water a day. You want your body to be pliable, right? Your body is designed to be in motion. It's not designed to be stagnant and rigid. If you don't drink that almost gallon of water a day, and I had to put an ish in there because I don't drink a gallon of water. I tried to, I fail. I fail in a lot of places. I'm trying, I'm doing the best that I can. But I noticed when I start drinking a lot of water, I also feel lighter on my feet. I get less aches and pains. My muscles can move. I'm hydrated. I don't get any headaches. That's the cure for 99% of all headaches, which is a number I pulled out my butt. But it worked for me. That ruined my day. The day that I realized somebody told me, said, oh, well, you just drink water, get rid of your headache. I'm like, no, you don't. You take Tylenol. What you mean? That's headache medicine. Damn it. It's on TV. Y'all know that. And I finally one day tried it. I drank a bunch of water and my headache within 5 minutes was gone. I'm like, what the hell? You know, like, and this is, I think, the place that we are, which is glad. I love that somebody said it's 2020. It's 2020. We're getting 2020 vision. We can actually start to see now all the bullshizzle, this global oligarchy and national oligarchies and the problems that they cause. They lied to us about every damn thing. Ruined my day. I was thinking Tylenol was headache medicine. No, that's not. That's a synthetic drug. Headache medicine is called water. Right? Your brain shrinks when you don't have enough water because it contracts. It's dehydrated and it pulls at the Damn, it's nurses here. Y'all correct this stuff. It pulls at the nerves that are attached to your brain and it creates pain. So what happens when you drink water? It puffs right back up. Then the pain stops within a few minutes, you know, and it blew my mind. You know, and somewhere around that time and after working for Big Pharma, I threw my medicine cabinet away because I said, I'm not going to teach my kids this ignorant crap no more. Which, you know, leads into the whole putting face diapers on children because you just don't want to eat healthy food. Yeah, I'm not playing that game. Nope, no sir. I don't know what I'm gonna do next lockdown, but I'm done with this. I'm done with all of this crap. I'm done with all this ignorance. Eat real food, stop abusing children because you don't know what real food is. If you don't know, educate yourself and be okay educating yourself. Ain't nothing wrong being wrong, we're all wrong. All right, ooh, skunks eat them too, do they, Christine? Well, it shouldn't be no snakes around here because somebody's hitting a skunk every damn night. I smell that nasty mess. All right, if I had a farm, I wouldn't mind raising alpacas. They are adorable. Not only that, Megs, they're profitable too. Talking about some slavery. I know these people got alpacas and they just the fur. Damn it, almost said eggs. The fur in clothing is like it's in high demand. Oh, Ricky Tikki Tavi. I'm not even sure what that was for, Riley, but I remember Ricky Tikki Tavi, Ricky Tikki Timbo, No Side Rembo, Charlie Riley Rooley, Pickberry Pimbo. Y'all, do y'all know that? Y'all, oh my God. Oh, like that. Is that Ricky Tikki Tavi? Was that something else I mixed together with it? I don't know. My brain does that stuff. No Side Rambo, Charlie Riley Truly, Pickberry Pimbo. Does anybody? Damn it, I'll be singing that all day. That was something from my childhood. Maybe somebody made it up. All right, do comments and I'm gonna go. Spending time with animals give me the same peace spending time with nature does. Yes, Meg, spend time with animals, spend time with nature, and spend time with yourself. You know, that's why I come on here, I can be goofy. You know, I want to know myself. I want to have fun, enjoy life. We got enough problems, people. Hard days always come. Your next hard day is lined up. It's on the calendar right now. What is today? 11/19. Somebody has a hard day on 11/21. Who knows? Somebody might die, something happen, your car get run over, somebody steal your cat. Something might happen. Enjoy today. Enjoy today. Be weird. Be yourself. Don't worry about what other people think. What the hell is wrong with YouTube? Hold on. I'm just noticing ain't nobody on. Is anybody over there? They delete my channel again. No, not my channel. Delete the video. Watch time, edit. Something's wrong with it. I don't even see it. I see nothing. YouTube's not even on. Wow, so cherry, Gerard. We gotta be cherry. Life is always hard. Y'all, Laura and Sister Laura, you know that better than I do. Life can be tough. You got to enjoy the good times. Your bad time is coming. Duration 1 minute. Okay, so it's not on YouTube. I guess I didn't do YouTube this morning. No, it says it's streaming. And Twitch is supposed to be on. Hold on. Damn, I'm feel bad if people are over there commenting. I'm over here running my mouth. YouTube. No, I ain't gonna feel bad. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. Don't blame me for stuff I didn't do. It's because they don't like people talking about healthy things. And it's just weird to be in a time where they censor people like trying to help you, passing along information that helps you to live a better life. How crazy is that the people vote within a system that actually enjoys you not living a healthy life? This is crazy. All right. Wait a minute. Can't let meat go. Paleo diet healed me. That's all you need, Ivan. I don't tell nobody let go of no meat because you might kill somebody. I do not do health advice. Do not do health advice. I say, listen, I did this. This worked for me. You do what you want to do, right? And you go from there. Yeah, that's too bad. I'm sorry. I guess YouTube. I clicked the start button, but it looked like it didn't. It's trying to do something now. All right. Yep, everybody learns and changes in their own time. That's it, Michelle Osterday. Don't try to abuse anybody, make them change when they don't want to. When it's time for them to change, they'll change. You know what I believe, Michelle Osterday? I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. Because I think I'm wave energy. No, what I believe. I'm probably the weirdest person I know. No, I believe everybody's where they're supposed to be. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. The only imperfect one is me. I'm the only one I need to work on. I don't need to work on nobody else. Why the hell am I working on somebody else? That's just stupid. I need to hurry and get you where you need to be. No, that's called abuse. I don't need to get anybody anywhere. I worry about myself. Damn it, I'm singing I Believe I Can Fly. And wasn't that a pedophile? Wasn't that, who's that? Is that R. Kelly? Wasn't that R. Kelly? Isn't that the one to pee on somebody? No, I don't need to change anybody else. Everybody else is perfect. I only need to work on me. I think isn't there a parable, the parable of the farmers, right? Everybody's sent out into the field, and everybody, the farmers are called in at different times. Some people wake up when they're 15. Some people were probably born woke. I know some people that have been loving people since the very beginning. Other people wake up at 29. Other people wake up at 40, 50, 60. Whenever it's time to wake up, it'll be perfect when it's time for them to wake up. But if you're rigid and you're trying to force somebody to wake up now, you're going to break them. You know, be pliable as water. Let people wake up in their own time. You just share the information and let them do them and you do you. And that way, when they come around to what they need to come around to, it's in the right time and it's sustainable and it sticks and it'll last. Otherwise, you're just as abusive as the pharmaceutical industry. You're just as abusive as this Fauci and Mr. Gates and these people that have no idea who Dr. Sebi is or just don't give two damns because what he taught was free, not profitable. And I think that's my sticking point for the day, which is, well, they didn't fund his research. They didn't subsidize his research. They don't give two damns about grandma. Never have. He cured those things and proved it in the Supreme Court in New York. So they probably can't say that they didn't know. They knew. They just went along with it. People dying in mass from things that they shouldn't. Again, please, your language is mumbled. Oh, what did I mumble? I'm sorry, Wade. I do that. I get excited and the mic moves. My tail gets the wagging. What did somebody repeat for Wade what I said? I don't remember what I said. All right, somebody's been listening to WAP a little too much. What is WAP? And does anybody remember that ditty? Hang on, we need to stop. I can't see. Anybody remember that ditty? What's that song? Nope. Nobody recognized it. So maybe it's something I explored in another dimension while I was sleeping. Viruses are smaller and cause contagion. Oh, okay, y'all having that virus discussion? Okay, yeah, I don't engage that no more. I don't really care. I don't get them. My body cured the common cold. Like, I just try to tell people, if you cure the common cold, you're probably gonna be okay with viruses and you won't be scared to go outside. Then you know that you're protecting grandmama, you're doing your duty. So I don't really get, because it's virus theory. It's not called, virus fact. It's called virus theory. They still theorize a lot about it. Let me see, I can't understand you. I think we're on the same page. Hopefully we are, Wade Hampton. Good to meet you, brother. But what if the snake has anti-venom for the spider bite? And this is why you don't do any extremes, Jenny, because that's real. That is real. There are but then again, to a degree, now you got me in theory land, Jeannie. Because if the snake doesn't die from his own venom, and the spider doesn't die from his own venom, then it has to make an anti-venom, so it doesn't kill itself. So I would say probably theoretically, I know. I'm not a spiderologist. I'm not a snakeologist, reptilologist. I'm a dude, and I'm thinking, like, yeah, well, that actually makes some sense. If it doesn't kill them, then they must have a means of protecting themselves from it. But all cures are in nature. Visiting my 92-year-old grandma in Virginia, no pharmaceuticals in her system. And she is a very strong, healthy person, Sandri Caladri. Candelaria, I've never said your last name before. And that's the right track. That's the right track. She'll live as long as she's supposed to. She might live to be 120. God rest her. So hopefully longer. Hopefully we break down this pharmaceutical industry and we go back to living 800 years long. That would be fantastic. You know, and some people believe that now that we know why people age, and we know mostly what people shouldn't be eating and what they should be eating more of. You know, and there's a lot of people who have those cases where they stop taking all these drugs and magically they get better from all their ailments. Might be your audio. He sounds clear on my end. Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes, Wade, you got to go out and come back in. And I think, Christ is helping. Thank you. I think you said that if you go out and go through my page, it doesn't kick you as much. But if you go through somebody else's page on a link, people are saying that works better. So I don't even try to question it anymore. They've got all different types of shadow banning methods and things that they're doing. It's not even a way. She said that works. Just try it. Good morning, Lee Houston. How you doing this? I said Houston. Houston. Well, tomato. All right. What's that? Y'all having conversations. This is good. This is supposed to do. Talk to people. Don't listen to me. Y'all talk to these people, right? These are the people you need to be friends with. All right, here we go. Yes, that's correct. G, immune deficiency is rampant. It is rampant, Sandra, and it's a pandemic. And until we deal with that, we in big trouble. Be in big trouble. As long as people think needles, face diapers, and social distancing are the means to natural health and the ecosystem you involved in, we're in big trouble. People still believe this crap. There's also proof that people with O blood type aren't infected as much by the cuckoo virus, which I find very interesting. Well, I believe it's probably something to that too, Megs. I mean, this is how things are evolving. Everything's evolving to thrive on certain things, and maybe it's just made a jump in gain and function to thrive on people who do or don't have that type of blood. But the question is, do we have people in power who actually want to help grandmama get healthy? Do we have people in power whose job it is to solve problems or cause more problems? And you know, to me, it's unfortunately, it's the latter. All right, viruses are alive. Lots of laughter. That Zone guy was full of crap. Yeah, you love my show. Thank you, brother Joe. Appreciate it. Ooh, we should do a panel. Not today. Unless y'all want to do one today. I'm about to drop off. I got slavery. I gotta go stress my immune system. Which is another whole piece of this I meant to get into, but we're running out of time. Which is, if you have a GDP system where you force people to be forced slaves for massive corporations and a 0.01%, people are stressed out. Because people don't want to do this nonsense. They want to go live their lives and be free. But of course, there's no profit in letting human beings be free. So we enslave them to economic systems. I've been on Obamacare since the beginning. It's terrible. And it's terrible. And it's not, and it's not terrible because it's Obama. It's terrible because it's Rockefeller allopathic medicine. It's terrible because it's not a health system, right? It's not health care, it's disease management. It's disease management. And so, you know, it's terrible because it's designed to be terrible. It's not designed for us, it's designed for profit. There are a lot of things we can do to fix that, but we've yet to fix that. The only debate is I hate Obamacare or I love Obamacare, not what the hell is this? Why the hell isn't this working? Well, because at the core, this is not about human health. It's not about healing. It's about profit. Anybody who has not read Rockefeller's Medicine Men really should. I hadn't finished it, but I started it. But it was already deep enough. The fact is, when they got together with Mellon and the Rockefellers, they needed a way of creating a system that destroyed holistic medicine, right? Living whole, eating and living how we evolved, get rid of that and sell synthetic drugs with patents, right? They had the whole crony system. I did a video on that, so I'm not gonna go back to that. But that's something that you definitely want to look into if you want to know why Obamacare does not work, and it never will. It's illogical. It's the idea that you can fight nature and find health, and you can't do that. We need to use this moment in time to break the back of the pharmaceutical industry, the whole healthcare industry, and listen to the people who actually work in it. Right? Because it's the people who work in it who know it doesn't work are why most of us are saying we need to collapse this thing. There are enough whistleblowers in that system that are telling us what we need to do. And I remember Damn it, he used to be around here. I think I chased him away. Thea, I think Thea's still around here. He actually worked in the healthcare system. He was just saying that, we were actually, before Obamacare, we were working on a system, Thea Philosophos, that's his name. That's not his real name, it's like a club name, it's a Facebook name. Where they were going to give lower health insurance for people who are eating healthier. And that would be the end of Big Pharma if they actually did that. I forgot what politicians were working on. He said they were passing legislation, I thought at the local levels initially, where if you had gym membership, you were going to the gym, you were eating healthy food, you didn't smoke, like the incentives to start encouraging people to go along the path of living healthier, because it'll reduce healthcare costs. The healthcare system isn't broken. It's designed to thrive on sick people. Don't believe everything you read or hear. Gather conflicting info, then discern. Amen, Lori, from your mouth to our ears. Facebook is limiting how many times a day now we can share. They use it to control us and call it spam. Yeah, that's their job, Joe. Did y'all see did y'all see Zuckerberg on trial? I posted that on my YouTube channel yesterday. There's a YouTube whistleblower who's just like, yeah, no, they have a group that's actually censoring people actively and working with Google and all the rest of them. But that's their job. I'm not upset with Facebook at that, or Google. Like, this is the systems that we accept. To a degree, we have to fight for Facebook to be able to run the platform the way they choose without government and corporate influence. And to a degree, I do kind of trend on that path that this is more becoming a public utility. And it is to a degree, but I don't think you can take anything from the makers. Like, there is a fair compromise that we probably have to find. Because the platform is fantastic. This is what I hate about Facebook the most, is that it works. Like, damn it, y'all mad at Mark Zuckerberg because he deletes your page and your posts and put that fake fact checker thing on there. I'm just upset with him because the damn thing actually works. He and his crew put this together. They actually knew what they was doing. Whether it was with the CIA, DARPA, or whoever else, this thing is good at bringing people together. My goal is it's not a goal of mine, but I would certainly hope that Facebook would realize the power that they actually have to actually solve problems, bringing people together, not causing more problems, cheering the systematic problems of tribalism that the system requires. Oh, look at this. Oh, I got a memory, and it's talking about water. Hold on. I'm going to show you all this while I'm looking at it, because it's just curious. Some of these things are awesome. Sometimes they fit right in with the discussion. This is weird and creepy how this whole universe works together. If you start paying attention to the random stuff, or the things that you think are random, and come to find out they aren't, you'll also believe that this world is a crazy place, and there's a lot more going on here than what we ever know. What is this? Gerard from 2019. Let me see if I agree with this bastard. Water is minimally. Sometimes I can't even read my posts because I post cryptically sometimes for different reasons. And I'm having literate problems. Water is minimally an all-knowing, life-giving liquid quantum computing frequency. Bless and use it frequently. Ooh, I still agree with Gerard from 2019. He was not a total idiot. Amen, brother. Amen. Because water is. We don't even know what water is. It has memory, stores memory, brings you back to life, has hydrogen. We're hydrogen machines. We're electric machines. That's one thing that Dr. Sebi talked about, is electricity. It allows us to communicate better, right? Because all your cells are putting off electric pulses and pulses of light. And the more water you have, the better that prism and everything works, the better electricity goes through the water. All your cells can talk. They know where the cancer is, go fix this, that, break that down, find this, do that. But when you don't have the water in your system, your body is having trouble, can't communicate as much. Ooh, in a way. Because you know how they say Alzheimer's is diabetes type 3 now? Because you get plaque and it prevents communication, and if you have multiple ways around the plaque, and I guess the plaque it builds on the dendrite connections, if I'm saying that right. What if not drinking water is the same thing? Your body has trouble communicating. right? Your cells are trying to talk to each other and they can't find a problem. They don't know where to go. One of your cells calling out for help. It needs, that cell destruction, the end of cell life, because it is cancerous, but it can't get the message out, so it keeps replicating these cancerous cells. I don't know, I'm just throwing all that out there, but the whole point is we evolved being very hydrated creatures. We need to make sure that we do that. Headache meds is also minerals and salts. I like this one, so I agree. I'll repost it later. I agree with Gerard from last year. He was probably on point with that one. Why did I even come over here? I came over to Facebook for a reason. Oh yeah. I was gonna go to my page, right? I was gonna show you something. That's right, show you something. Free the planet or bust. Humanity is freeable. That's my other page. Thought I posted something this morning I wanted to share. Our bodies are machines. They are, Lori. If we respect them, we're good to go. If we don't, we're in big trouble. We put in the right oil, the engine will run how it's supposed to. We put in the wrong oil, we're gonna have trouble. And that's just a fact. Put in the right gas, you're good to go. You put in the wrong gas, you're gonna be on the side of the road a lot. The side of the road in that example could be the hospital, or it could be in bed with the flu. Oh yeah, this right here. Yeah, the sister Joanne sent me this morning. And yes, I'm gonna link all this together. This has to do with that billionaire's name, Elon Musk, SpaceX, Starlink. They're destroying the sky because they got all the Starlink things that are flying through the air, blocking our sight of that. I mean, I love it. I did a video. I was like, yeah, well, I love the idea. Elon Musk is my favorite psychopathic billionaire, because to be a billionaire on this planet, you got to be psychopathic, but he's my favorite because, the narrative here is to give everybody internet. That's why they have Starlink. The idea, let's say it the right way, what's sold to us is that they want to give everybody internet access. And everybody needs internet. Everybody needs to be able to pull information down. Everybody in our 7 billion family needs to be able to pull information down from the internet and upload information. They need to work with the rest of the family from around the planet, just in the same way your body needs water to have that communication. We are a well-tuned machine when everybody can talk to everybody. We know what's happening in Yemen. We know what's happening to women in the Congo. We know what's happening to people in Central America. We know that, 500,000 Kenya women were sterilized by something that you think is being given to you to cure, and nobody has caught the man that's done that yet, or the man that was involved with that yet. Hopefully the FBI gets him soon. And the FBI ain't even looking for that man, because he's on television every damn night telling people he's coming to help them, while he also talks about how his plans are for depopulation of the planet. If you are going to a man who says they want to depopulate the planet for help, yeah, nature gonna go exactly how it's supposed to. Survival of the fittest has never stopped. All right, so Starlink, connect everybody together, just like your body, immune system. Don't have global Alzheimer's. Does that make sense? But this is not the best way to do it. So I agree with the idea everybody needs to have internet, but if you think the easiest way to bring internet access to everybody on the planet is to put satellites in the sky, you're a fool, all right? This is the profitable way to do it. We have a global oligarchy that decides what happens. You can give internet to everybody right now. This is not profitable for 0.1% to do that. And two reasons. It's not profitable to run the lines and Wi-Fi and all of those places that they don't give two damn. They give less of a damn about people. They don't give a damn about us, but they give less of a damn about them. And besides, they're stealing all their resources and minerals with them Democrats and Republicans and the rest of the people who don't seem to like Christopher Columbus on Christopher Columbus Day, but they act just like him every other day. They don't want you knowing what the people in Yemen have to say. They don't want you to hear what the people in Ireland have to say. They don't want you to be able to connect to people all over the world, because you realize what the 0.01% is doing. So there are a lot of ways to bring them internet access without doing that. So then that walks into question. So why are they doing that? Well, obviously because it's for another reason. And you figure out what that reason is, because I don't know. I just know it's not anything good. I know that deceit is done because you got something deceitful that you need to do. I know that you got secrets because you got secrets, and the secret's never going to be in my best interest. That's why it's secret. All right. So we'll leave that where that is. All right. I'm going to get out. I'm going to do comments. I'm going to get out of here. Let me get rid of that. 2547. We're gonna put the food. We're gonna put the food on YouTube now. I'm gonna have to upload the video later. I apologize, YouTube. I know y'all gonna watch it later. I don't know what happened. We're gonna take this thing. This. This is not food. All right. This is not food. If you eat this right here, let me make that big. Let me make that big. Put that in everybody's face. If you eat this crap right here, don't ever say anything to me about no damn face diaper. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm going to say something that's probably going to sound like abuse, and it's not really abuse. It's because I love you. I say things to people because I love them. I say things to people because I try to help them. Not because I'm trying to make you like me. It's because I'm saying you're killing your body. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Anybody feeling that? Have you ever said something to somebody and they took it like you're trying to abuse them, you're trying to make them like you, or da-da-da-da-da? And it's not that. I tell people truthful things because it worked in me. And I'm saying, hey, listen, you might want to give this a shot. You know, my example would be it's like, say you're new to the country. You're not from around here. Hashtag not from around here. You don't know what the snakes look like. You don't know that they're poisonous. You just see it's a pretty snake or pretty spider, and you pick it up. And I don't know why in the hell anybody pick up any damn spiders. I don't know, say you love spiders, and you hear, and I'm walking on the trail, and I see you out there playing with this poisonous spider that if it kills you, you're gonna die. I'm gonna tell you, put that monster down. That thing is gonna kill you. Doesn't mean that I'm telling you what to do. I'm not trying to abuse you. I'm not. And then I know somebody here to eat this crap is like, yeah, I used to say that to my brother. I said it to my sister. This is why it's important to share, because I can say it to your brother, your sister, and your mom and your cousin, and they might listen to me, but they ain't gonna listen to you because they know everything that you know. No, you say it because you love the person. I'm not trying to abuse you and make you lie. Why would I lie to you? I love you. That's what I told my kids, little ignorant, smart little bastards. They all upgrade to me, but I like calling them ignorant sometimes. They're ignorant some things. I said, you know what? I'm your father. Ain't nobody on your team more than me. All right? Except your mother when you don't clean your room. Except your mother when you don't go out there in that garden and pick them damn potatoes for me, because I planted potatoes on the shell and I'm tired of digging through shell. No, but so people who love you tell you things because they love you. They're not trying to abuse you. They're not trying to make you more like them. They are a cheerleader. They figured something out and they're saying, look, this worked. That is a poisonous spider. It's not a hamburger. That is a snake that's going to bite you. You're not from around here. You didn't read what I read. You didn't read the research. You don't understand. You're going to die if you eat those French fries. That's not soda, okay? The French fries got that, what's that crispy thing that you cook potatoes too long and it dries up and it'll kill you later? That stuff. It's like acrylic or something. The soda got aspartame in it and it's got sugar and it's a carcinogen. It's trying to murder you, okay? Viruses ain't alive, but this thing is trying to murder you. Stop eating it. You're abusing your body. Your temple's not gonna work the way it's supposed to, all right? The potato chips, those aren't potato chips. And the candy don't even touch it. At least the potato chip got potato in it. This is pure poison. Don't give it to your children. All right. Yes, Del Bigtree is on today. And so if you don't, messages resonate with you, which what you're supposed to say, then you should watch Del Bigtree later. Del Bigtree is off the hook. Off the hook. And you're only going to have a minute to listen to that man, because they're going to delete him and throw him the hell off of social media everywhere. All of these corporations work together, and he is actually telling things that will help people. And you know how it works under the United States Incorporated and this global oligarchy that everybody's still clapping for, is there is no good deed that goes unpunished. And that man is doing amazing good deeds for helping people and giving people in the medical profession who are just kids who want to heal and help people, and scientists, a platform to actually tell people how to not die when your world is at war with a few hundred corporations that's been waging war on your immune system, your health, your children, your future, your freedom, your very life. We are at war, people. That's what yesterday's video was about. We are at war. I'm gonna get rid of President Grant. Brother, I appreciate you, President Grant, sir. Good morning. I appreciate you, but you don't fit in with the background. And the selection is over, so we're gonna let you go ahead back to the grave. But you are my president, sir. You're still the president of the United States. Before they made it a criminal for-profit corporation that just only does things that make money, which is usually all more problems. All right, Dr. Pepper is my primary physician. What? Beverage of choice for 103 years, but I outlived all you mofos. And you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with Dr. Pepper. Who's that? Patricia Hauser? As long as you ain't getting sick and giving it to grandmama, you okay with my book. The human body can withstand a lot of abuse. That's why when I eat things I'm not supposed to eat, I post them and let y'all know. No, I can't look like Jabbar because he's drinking smoothies and eating vegetables. He's like a rabbit. I can't eat that crap. No, that's not what's going on. If you eat enough good stuff, you actually can eat a lot of bad stuff. And you won't get sick and you won't die. The human body can take massive levels of abuse. We've been through massive levels of abuse on this planet. You can eat leaves for years and stuff because of a pole shift or something else. But you gotta make sure you eat enough of the good stuff so your immune system, your white blood cells, and the systems in your body can deal with the bad crap you eat. Your body is like a dog. You can just keep kicking the hell out of it and it'll just keep loving you. It's not like a cat. I know I ain't messed with my cat people for a while. Because the cat gonna eat you, baby. You better die with some friends. You die by yourself in your house alone. Got them 4 cats. Right? Day 1, Mama, go home. Day 2, I'm getting hungry. Day 3, what happened to Mama's finger? Did y'all eat Mama's finger? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Wolves, pack animals, they work together. These friends and packs work together. Let's not eat our master. The cat is just like, nah, solitary creature. I ain't got no master. You are food that brings me food, and if you die, I'll eat you. And of course, my cat friends, they troll me back. I don't care. I want my cat to eat me. And I know. Same thing with me. When I die, I want my bonsai to eat me. I'd love to be a tree. I have no issue being a tree. That's what real love is about, is to have an animal in your house with claws and sharp teeth that's going to eat the hell out of you. You had that funeral without a nose. I know. Closed casket. Don't just come from United States Incorporated because they traffic weapons in your country and the number 1 killer on the planet is human beings. They also come from cats. You ain't going to have no open casket funeral with 1 lip. Yeah, abusive. Yeah, horrible that'd be if I come to your funeral. I'm used to seeing 2 lips on you your whole life. And the cat was just like, ain't no kibbles and bits. Damn it, I'm gonna eat a lip. I don't want to see that. I don't. Because people, they leave the funerals and they're like, oh, they look just like. Who is this? Who's that? Pat? You talking crap? Yeah, they look just like Pat. I'm leaving the funeral. I'm gonna tell the truth. Like, they ain't look nothing like that. Ain't look a damn thing like Pat. Pat should have got rid of them cats. I hadn't told her to get rid of that damn cat. She ain't kept the cat. I'll be in trouble all day with the cat people. I'm sorry. I love y'all. I love cats. I do. I've had cats. Don't give me that. I ain't had cat's face. I want to have an open casket funeral. I've decided I want both of my eyebrows and my eye sockets to come to the funeral with me. I don't want the funeral guy to try to make up something and get an eyeball out of doll or something his daughter had, put it in the socket and put some makeup around it. I don't think that's going to be cute. I don't want that kind of a funeral. You know, I want to have a fun funeral. Oh, that probably would be a fun funeral. That probably. This is my kids looking. Does that look like Dad? I don't even know who that is. Is that Dad? I don't think that's Dad. Is that somebody? No, I don't think that's my father. I think my father might still be alive. I don't even think that's him. All right. I'm done. I'm sorry. I was just having fun. I love cats, y'all. I do. I love cats and I love the cat people. I love nature. I just like to have a little fun. Y'all can give me a little leeway. My neighbor's cat ate one of the groundhogs. See, there you go, Vernon. See, that's what I mean. Cats do good things. Cats do good things when they hungry. When they're hungry and there's something around to eat that eats tomatoes and does horrible things. I can be the water. You gotta be the water. Cats have a place in the ecosystem. I have no issue with cats. It's just I've realized the place for the ecosystem for the cats is not in my house. That's what I've read. Nope, not in my. Although right now I wouldn't mind it because it's cold outside now and all them damn mice trying to come in. All right. The last comments I'm gonna go. Ooh, dang it! My battery died. All right, I've been here. We've been about 5 hours. I gotta go. Same with my garden. They don't like plants. Now it's concrete, so sad. Yeah, but you know, my garden is still going, Christine. I thought I was wrapping it up, but the cabbage, like, no, ain't done yet. Oh, they'd probably done last night, got down to 20s. And the Brussels sprouts, like, nah, we ain't done yet. We gonna help you fight the cuckoo. You know, that's how nature will provide. The universe and the ecosystems come together to help you out. You just got to know what your food is. You got to remember who you are. You got to go back to know thyself. Medicine is thy food, and food is thy medicine. And Dr. Fauci and Fauci and Billy Gates have no interest in you being healthy. They're there to sell products. And until you figure that out, life gonna get real hard for you. Everything that I have been in containers for the past decade or so, left a great backyard food garden and masses of establishment, giant Shasta daisies. When we move, container garden will be a whole something. Yes, Gina, I'm with you. I grow tons of stuff in containers, but this was a big year for the ground. I've grown lots of things in the ground, but I never like just went full blown. This year, I still got on my containers because I still got lemons and jackfruit and papaya and what else? I grow a whole bunch of stuff, but I still got these things that I grow in pots. But this year was like all ground. It was off the charts. I loved it. It was fun. A lot of fun. Lots of food. Lots of fun. We have to go back to gardening, and that's how you heal people that are sick, that are ill. And there's nobody in a prison that isn't ill. There's nobody in a prison that weren't created by the system. There's nobody in a prison that weren't created by the social engineering that the 0.01% did. All those people need to be in gardens growing food. You should not have a mass incarceration. You have a mass gardeneration. If they gave two damns about you, right? But no, they like to throw the people in cages that they put on the psychopathic spectrum, so when they come out, unless they're strong people, they're going to be more violent than when they went in. Why? Because it scares you, and you give the state more power because you're scared. So you agree to Joe Biden and his crime bill to throw these kids in prison, make them worse because they scared you. And then you make them worse, so they grow up and they come out and they scare you more, so you give them more of your rights. And that's how that works. That's why I don't agree with the prison system. It's created by psychopaths. And they create psychopaths because creating psychopaths make money and hand over control. 19 degrees here this morning. Yeah, it was got down to 20s here, Diane. Celsius. Preach the truth, Gerard. I will see you all on the high wire. Yes, you will. In about like 10-15 minutes. And make sure y'all share the high wire. There's a lot of people who need to know healthy information, and they're not going to get it from that damn television. Make sure y'all share, especially you, Ivana. You ain't got no. Everybody else, y'all should probably share the high wire. I think it would be a good idea and be helpful. Ivana, you ain't got no choice. If you don't share the high wire on your page with all your little silly friends, that's Ivana. Y'all, I talk about her almost every day now. So she just got that page. It sticks in my memory. The ignorant things that people say on her page. You ain't got no choice. You need to share your page. We're going to get together with a bunch of people here and block you. You don't share your page. We need to bring your people forward. I know I just said we shouldn't make people come forward, but your page is going to bring about the apocalypse. I'm just kidding. If anybody's on Ivana's page, I make jokes. Ooh, search it on Facebook. Yes, don't search anything on Facebook, Lori. Because you're probably not going to find it. Go directly to the high wire. Just type in Del Bigtree and the high wire. If you search Del Bigtree and the high wire on Facebook, you probably going to land on Dr. Fauci and the low wire. A new channel he renamed, or Joe Biden and the president wire. Didn't he make a presidential stage or something? Oh my God, I love y'all. I hate y'all to death. Didn't he make a stage? And it said like president to be elect something choice selected by the 1% Rockefeller's puppet. And he's already giving speeches and stuff. I'm just like, y'all watching? Oh my God. We all gonna die. All right. He starts in 20 minutes. Okay, yes. I always share. Thank you. Good service to the public, Ivan. Put it on the what? Whoa. Put it on the goddess page because Facebook sometimes doesn't give me the link. Well, Christine, did you mean the goddess page or that little secret channel Instagram, that little group that y'all got, the little male list, because it's not racist, but it's male list. You mean that male list thing that y'all do with no men allowed to see what y'all talking about because y'all talk about men or something like that? Bull crap, Gerard. What did I do? What did I do now, Lori? I ain't do nothing. Don't say bull crap to me. I love willows. I do love willows too. They regrow real easy. Great from cutting. Oh, that's it. No more Christmas. Santa only loves the rich kids. They're bored. Unessential. Now, quit crying and go back to sleep. Ooh, Jimmy T. Do you actually think that the rich people ain't gonna have Christmas? Like, I'm curious. I just want to know who believes this bullshit. Does anybody here believe that the wealthy people that got tables long as 4 of your cars and probably your entire damn house, they got that long table? Do you actually believe in them mansions they not gonna have parties and exchange gifts and have the mistletoe, have Christmas and Thanksgiving? Does anybody believe that? Does anybody believe that foul cheat because he's foul and his foul cheat? Listen to this now. Do you really think that these people not gonna have Christmas and Thanksgiving? All right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ain't no way them people not having no Christmas and Thanksgiving. Hell no. That rich people don't do that. Kid yelling, crying, creaming for presents. No. They gonna have Christmas. I don't care. This is why I said, I told you, I don't care what you do. You can do whatever you want to do for Christmas, Thanksgiving. You can listen to the oligarch. You can call up Epstein, dig him up, ask him, or find him on that island. You can go find any psychopaths you want and oligarchs to tell you what you gonna do with your family at Thanksgiving and Christmas. I can tell you this. I'm having Christmas. You can do what the hell you want to do. Y'all can go to hell. I think my ignorant governor, he was the one. Somebody sent a message, because I don't pay attention to what these criminals talk about, said that you got to wear your face diaper in your house. You know what? You come to my house and put my face diaper. You do that yourself. He's crazy out your mouth. What is wrong with people? That's why I got to get the hell out of this thing. That's why I gotta go. I'm done. I can't do it no more. I just can't do it. I love my governor. I do. He is a brother, cousin from another mother, something. But you need to be in a prison gardentation. That's where you need to be. Because something ain't working right in your head. It's not connected. It's not connected. You don't seem to understand how this works. All right. Had a big one in the backyard growing up. All right, good. We had a swing and a such tree. Okay, no one tells me what to say. And they shouldn't, Lori. Shouldn't nobody tell you what. Did I tell you what to say? I didn't tell you what to say, did I? Did I tell Lori what to say? I might have. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't tell you what to say. It was the mumble. It's because the mic. Didn't the brother say that a minute ago that the microphone jack up? I don't tell nobody what to say. All right, my cousins used to have a huge one at the top of the hill. Okay, I don't even know what the hell y'all. Do we have a final word so I can go? Ladybug on my PC. Look, good luck. You got. Oh, well, ladybugs are good. Ladybugs are natural pesticides, Christine. I love ladybugs and praying mantis. They're things that protect people, not pesticides. It gives people debilitating, immune, malnutritious systems that end up them getting the cuckoo virus. I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm looking for like a last powerful word, and I'm hoping it comes from a man, because this looks like all women hanging out and the men are quiet. Anybody got a last word for us? Be thine water. Does that make sense to people? Be the water. Don't be a block. Don't be a blockhead. Be a water. Be pliable. Be malleable. Be patient. Let people evolve. Let them learn in their own way. You continue to work on you. Don't work on nobody else. Don't nobody else need work. Just you. Keep working on yourself. Don't worry about the sawdust in somebody else's eye. Worry about the log in yours. Move forward. Grow up. Realize everything is really systematic. And they set this up to set us against ourselves. Y'all Asian beetles, ladybugs, my spirit animal. I saved the praying mantis. Okay, follow the flow. Okay, we're gonna end on Christine. We're gonna follow the flow. That's it. Everybody else talking about bugs and other stuff. Follow the flow. Go with the flow. The flow, trust the flow. Trust the natural flow. Let me clarify that though, Christine. Trust the natural flow. Trust the organic flow. Trust the ecosystem and how all this works together. Do not trust the monkey system. Do not trust the oligarchs. Do not trust your government. You don't actually have a government. It's a governing corporation. And all these systems are designed to thrive and prey on human ignorance. They don't solve problems. They make profit from making the problems more prolific, taking your rights. That's how oligarchs work. Nobody in an oligarchy is there to help. They're all there to make profit. This is Gerard.